Today I'm going to talk about a couple types of people who move just a little bit too fast. And I'm going to tell you about some of the ways they do that. I'm going to give you one scenario and some cues that you need to look out for so you can keep your distance from these type of people. Now, let's say you meet someone. Let's say that you're in the laundromat or in the grocery store, or whatever the case may be. And, you find each other attractive. You start talking or whatever the case, whatever it is. It doesn't even have to be a romantic relationship. I take that back. I mean, it might be something that somebody you might be attracted to, or it could be somebody friendly that you just run into the store. And, you guys, exchange pleasantries for a few minutes and everything. And, you kind of feel, okay, I might get along with this person, be it friendship, romance, whatever. And you exchange contact information. Now, this is the dead giveaway as to whether or not you want to deal with this person. You contact each other later on, whether you talk to each other on the phone, or if you message each other, or if you go on a date. We're talking about the first contact, the very first contact, okay? So go ahead and set your mind to think that this is the first contact where you have a chance to get to know this person. A dead giveaway that this person is not stable emotionally is when they go in totally about how their life is, and they start telling everything. They spill all the tea on the first date, on the first conversation, on the first text. I mean, they're giving out way too much information. They're going way too fast. They want to get you involved in something, be it something going on in their life. They want to get you involved in it, whether it's a family situation or a business situation or something like that. They want to get you involved in it. Like, for instance, let's say that you were talking to a guy in the grocery store. You exchange phone numbers, and the very first conversation that you have, be it text or verbal, first thing he wants to talk about is, how he needs a job. And the job and the job and the job and the job and the job. And then doesn't leave it at that. He'll turn around and go on in the situation. All of a sudden, he's in victim mode and start talking about how he's had such a hard time because his ex-wife or his baby mama done cleaned him out for all the money because of the kids, and how he's struggling because he's trying to be a good dad, and his job don't give him enough hours where he could take care of what he needs to take care of. And he needs to look for another job so he could take care of his obligations because I'm really a good dude. And da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. This is the first conversation, y'all. First conversation. Now, I know you're supposed to try to get to know somebody, but I mean, if they come into the conversation wanting something from you, that's my point. They come into the conversation throwing their whole life out to you, and most of the time it's usually some situation where it's like a woe is me situation. They want something from you. They don't want you. They want something from you. So what they'll do is sit there and put their whole life out in front of you. And of course, this is not going to be a short conversation. This is usually a conversation that lasts about an hour or 2 hours. And they're doing most of the talking, trying to go overboard and go too fast and place themselves in your life. And and I really vibe with you, and I know that you can help me with so-and-so, and help me with so-and-so, and help me with so-and-so. See, they didn't want you. They wanted your help. This is what they do. And they'll sit there and talk about, well, I don't have many friends. Well, yeah, because you're going into it talking about what you want. And these people don't even know you from a can of paint. So that scares people off. They're like, okay, these people, these are users. They're users. So they're not right. Don't jump into any type of relationship with them, whether it's business or financial or anything like that, because it's going to be hard for you to get rid of them. And if you try to get rid of them, they're going to cause a whole lot of drama and pain for you. Just leave them alone. But that's the number one sign, people. These type of people that are so quick to just spill everything out in the first communication. Now, I understand we all have issues and things that we deal with, but the very first time that you communicate with each other, aside from just that brief moment meeting each other, there are things that you can divulge to people, but you don't just dump it out on them on the first date, every single thing, because everybody's not going to receive that as well as you think they're going to receive it. There are some people out here that don't trust nobody worth nothing. And they see people like you coming and they be like, what do they want? These are the type of people that don't trust nothing and can't have nothing because they don't trust nothing. I'm talking about those type of people. Because somebody butt hurt them in the past so bad that they're to the point where they can't even trust and they don't want to do anything with anybody. They don't want to collaborate with anybody on anything. They're very uncooperative and angry. They're all by themselves all of the time. Not some of the time, but all of the time. And they're not approachable at all, because every time you talk to them, they're negative. It's because somebody that they did trust back in the day hurt them so bad that they decided they're going to spend the rest of their life being skeptical. And you with all your drama and everything, gonna turn around and throw something in their lap as soon as you meet them. No, that's a bad combination right there. I understand that there's a lot of stress in this world and a lot of people are hurting, but see, the thing is, if you come across somebody like that on the first date that are all amped up, willing to play the victim role, overly emotional, have anger management, because see, what I see is with a lot of the women who do this, they're super emotional, hooping and hollering and crying and everything else. And with the guys, it's anger management. They're angry and they're frustrated and they just, all gruff and in your face. That's just the way they exercise their hurt, and that's the way, in the females, that's the way they exercise their hurt in a lot of cases. But either way, you're not looking for this on the first date. It's too much. And then they'll turn around and try to soothe your ego by saying, I don't know why I'm saying this, because you just seem like the type of person I could dump that I could just be free and express myself. No, boo-boo. Let me tell you something. You've done this before. And you've done this to try to use people. I appreciate the fact that you think that I'm approachable and everything, but you're going too fast. You're giving too much information too fast. I'm going to give you a case in point to kind of help you understand. Once upon a time, I was talking to a gentleman. This has happened to me more than once on occasion. And let's say that I met one gentleman in the laundromat. That was back when I had to take my clothes to the laundromat. Thank goodness I ain't got to deal with that right now, but God bless you if you do. I had to take my clothes to the laundromat, and of course you're waiting for stuff to dry or whatever it is. And, me and the gentleman, we in there. And we start talking. We exchanged pleasantries. So by the time everything was over, an hour or so later, we had already exchanged phone numbers. First conversation that we have, he goes right in about how good he is and how he suffered this and how his family don't do that and how his baby mama give him such a hard time and how the job don't give him any hours. And then eventually, here comes the pitch. Do you know any resource? Do you know anybody who's hiring? Do you know anybody who has this, and this? Can you give me so and so and so? See, that's what they're leading to. They're going too fast. I don't know the reason why I'm telling you all this, because, I'm a good dude. It's just, I don't know where all these people are coming from that decide they want to use me. And I just need a little help. I need a sister like you to help build a brother up. I ain't no construction worker. Okay? I work with a construction company, but I'm not a construction worker. I don't do emotional construction. That's not my place in this world. It's not. They have people who are specially trained to address these type of issues. They have licensed therapists and licensed psychologists who have more detailed knowledge on the information that I was exposed to, because people don't understand about psychology. They think psychology is just one thing, but there are different aspects of psychology that people have to study. There are different types of psychology that address different types of psychological conditions that have specialized courses and specialized training. So there are some things that I did not go into a specialty in regards to. I didn't go into specialized personality disorders. I have a general idea, yes, but I don't know everything in regards to treatment. And see, people don't understand that. When it comes to psychology, it's a very broad and detailed science. There are a lot of aspects of psychology. And this particular person who's going in so fast like that is someone who we hardly knows. That's a red flag, people. That's a red flag. Now, if it's a situation where you and the person that you're talking to just bring it up calmly and say, well, have you ever dealt with so and so and so? And then you talk about it briefly and then you move on. That's different. That's just a general conversation. I'm talking about people that the first time that you take the time to talk to them or interact with them, they got to turn around and talk about how they're the victim because they're never wrong and how messed up their life is. By the time I hung up the phone, I knew where he came from. I knew how many people was in the family. I knew where the daddy was. I knew where the mama was. I knew what kind of health conditions they had. I knew where he lived. I knew how many baby mamas he had. I knew the ages of the children and where they lived. I knew where he worked the past couple of years. I'm talking about 1 hour, people. I knew a couple of the last 2 places where he worked. I knew what high school he went to. I knew what type of vehicle he had. I knew where he used to live and why he didn't live there anymore. And I know his current condition and who he's living with. In 1 hour. In 1 hour. That's a lot of information. I know some people who've been dating folks for a month and didn't get that much information. But I was told everything. And the reason why a lot of these people dump all this information on you on the first date is because they're looking for help. They're not looking for companionship. They're looking for help. They're looking for somebody to get them out of the fucked up situation that they're in. That's what they're looking for. And they're trying to make it seem like that you're this person that's oh so approachable and magical and everything else, when deep down all they want is a way out. Y'all need to watch out for these people. So in the future, if you come across anybody, whether they're trying to be your friend or whatever it is, if they spend an hour or more of your time on the very first communication that you have, talking about how rotten their life is and telling you every single little thing without barely giving you a minute to talk, let their ass go. Because they don't want you. They want something from you. As a matter of fact, the best thing for you to do is to take their number out your phone, remove them from your list of contacts, and block the number, because they see someone who's willing to give them the attention that they want to help further their agenda. And they figure once they could do it one time, they figure they could do it again. They want to have exclusive access to you. So the best thing that you could do and the wise thing that you should do is just to leave them alone. Don't talk to them anymore, because what's going to happen is once you gave them that attention the first time, they've got it in their mind, because their mind's already twisted. They've got it in their mind that they can have access to you all the time, and believe me, they're going to get access to you all of the time. And it's going to take time away from you, and then all of a sudden you hemmed up in some situation you don't know anything about, and you're wondering how you got there. But yeah, that's a giveaway. I just wanted to give that tip because I dealt with that in romance. I dealt with that with people who call themselves wanting to be my friend. Come to find out, they would just talk about they don't have many friends, and that's why. Don't let anybody that you just meet turn around and dump their whole life into a conversation that on the very first date or in the very first contact. Don't do that. Stay away from these people, because they don't want you. They want something from you. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and leave you guys to it. Peace.